But in any case, what we're seeing is the 17 Americans being evacuated to the University of Nebraska biocontainment facility. The CDC is doing interviews on the ground to assess level of risk. And so they are assessing how close of contact somebody had, and really the case or contact definition will be familiar in some ways to many people. It sounds a bit like what we had for COVID, so 6 feet apart from somebody or within 6 feet of somebody within a closed space. That is being used as the definition for close contact, or if they were on the airplane with the infected passenger, were they within 2 rows of that person? These are actually pretty strict guidances to capture as many potential high-risk people as possible. COVID was a far more infectious virus, one that ended up being airborne. This is not an airborne virus. And then once somebody has been identified as high risk versus low risk, then the high-risk people are being given the option to stay in quarantine at the University of Nebraska quarantine facility, or to go home with monitoring. Low-risk people are to go home and quarantine at home. Some of the key things is they have to remain in contact with the health department, be reporting symptoms, including whether they have a fever or not. And part of what's also key here is if they do get sick, and we anticipate 100% there will be more cases, the incubation period for this
42 days is wild.
Is at least 42 days long. And so we do anticipate there will be more cases in the weeks to come, that those folks have good access to medical care. When you get sick very fast, and they will need access to potentially lung heart bypass machines, what we call ECMO.